guys, I sure Comanche today, Ray Shadow Legends. Welcome to the video, guys. I'm glad to have you all here. Sending some love, some positive vibes your ways today, especially if you need it out there. You know what? Traveling this weekend, slept in a little bit today. I woke up to the news. I'm late on my announcement of the announcement because there is, I saw it on Twitter first, right? Or X. The Ray Shadow Legends January rebalance. I was hyped. I was excited. And then there's two. There's two. It reminds me of that Charlie in the Chocolate Factory scene.
Charlie Bucket, how many did you open?
2.
That's easy. 200 is twice 100.
Not 200, just 2.
2? What do you mean you only opened 2?
I don't care very much for chocolate.
Well, I can't figure out just 2, so let's pretend you opened 200.
That's exactly how I feel. I can't figure out just 2, so let's pretend you balance 200. Yeah, that's right. We're talking old school Charlie and Chocolate Factory. None of this new stuff, this chocolate cartel baloney here. Anyway, guys, let's listen for some more context because astute viewers out there who watch all of my content, you know that when I had Cirilla on, I asked her about rebalancing, so this should not be a surprise at all to you guys. This was 4 months ago. Let's see what she said when I asked her what the heck is going on with the balancing in the game. I think that overall people like new champions. Okay, let's go a little bit slower than that, maybe. Normal time. All that being said, though, is what about all the crappy ones out there? Or ones, we mentioned Rosin Scarhide, for example. I don't need you to comment directly on him, but, like, I love Rosin, right? But he's 91 speed. He's a legendary Cirilla, you know? Like, what about all the mediocre or power crept legendaries and epics and voids? Because when you pull a void legendary, man, you want it to be a good one. If it's a bad one, you feel like, there it goes. I reset my mercy and I'm doomed. Rebalancing. Are you guys going to up the cadence a little bit? It's been like 5 months since you've rebalanced.
Yeah, it's good that you mentioned this, that there was a period of time, and I'm sure you remember it, when we would regularly rebalance a
Oh, the good old days, huh?
batch of champions, like every month or
And when she says batch, she means a batch, not 2.
every 2 months, 3 months. And then the pace slowed down a bit because the team
Slow down is an understatement, good old Cirilla.
that is that specializes in rebalances worked on like other champions, new champions, mythical champions. Now we are gradually coming back to.
So the same guy who gave Siegfried the passive metamorph is the same dude in charge of the balancing, huh?
To the pace where we'll try to rebalance at least several champions every month.
Okay.
And this will start from the beginning of next year again. And the first ones are, if I'm not mistaken, Fortus and Angar.
Yeah! So I was pretty excited there, so why am I not excited today? Well, listen, if what she said was true, if they're going to start balancing several, which I thought that couple, I mean, I'm in my 40s here, but back in my day, when they said a couple, it meant 2. When they said several or a few, it meant 3 or more. But that's all we got is 2. So I'll shut up for a second. Stop complaining for a second, Ash. You know what the thing is, guys, is I love this game. I love this game. And the thing is one thing that infuriates me about it, 2 things, is no epic empowerment. You guys know that. I'm not going to go on a big rant about it. But, like, dude, you know, there's a lot. There's more than 2 deserving, even void legendaries. There's more than 2 deserving. So we had to wait, what, 7 months for 2? For 2? You couldn't, listen, you don't need a special team of crack commandos. You don't need the A team to come in there and give some obvious, I gave one right out the bat. How about the 91 speed on Rosin? They were going in a really good direction. You remember what they did to Solus out there? They went in and they buffed his multipliers, or they buffed his defense, they buffed his speed, and they adjusted his multipliers. But man, there's some easy low-hanging fruit when it comes to buffs inside this game. You know what they did to Fortus, guys? Now listen, just to give credit where credit is due, I love Fortus. I love the little octopussy dude, and he's my boy. I like Fortus. He seems like he could be so much fun to mess around with. But the thing is, guys, is you know what the buff was? You know what the buff was? The entire buff was Astral Terrors, right? Damage multipliers increased. That's it. I can show you the text if you want to see it. Boom. Astral Terrors, damage increased. We don't even know what it's increased to. Well, I guess we'll see in a minute, right? Or we'll see in whenever it goes live, but golly. Okay, there's not much to talk about there. I haven't watched any other content creators' video on this. I'm assuming it's mostly just commentary like me on like, what about all the rest of the champions? But I don't even know what sort of feedback to give on this. Yay, damage increase, cool. Okay, cool. Hopefully it's a big damage increase because right now it's incredibly lackluster. All right, Angar. There it is again. There it is again. Thank God we have the crack team of commando rebalancing buffers back on the case because we have damage increase number 2. All right, attack all enemies. Okay, place a provoke for 1 turn. Also has a 75% chance of placing a provoke on them for 2 turns instead. So Angar, well, excuse me, can be a 75% 2-turn provoker. That definitely is a great buff. There's no way, and there's no doubts about that, right? I can't critique that buff. Like, this is a really good buff to Angar. 2-turn provoke is all the rage, with the Archer Queen being added to the game. Previously, only Molly Tankard had a 2-turn on a 3-turn cooldown. Of course, there's Umbral Enchantress as well. But man, that's really good. Places a reflect damage and a counterattack on the champion for 2 turns. Bravado, which is his passive. Now it has a 90% chance to place a decreased attack debuff on the enemy for 1 turn when an enemy under provoke debuffs attacks an ally. Okay. We're also increasing HP in all battles to 33%. I can share this information 2 hours ago. Yay. All right, guys, that's it. Those are the champion rebalancing. That's the big January rebalancing. That's what was the big January, the month of rebalance. You know what? If they make this a regular thing, I'm being very tongue-in-cheek, very snarky this video, right? I'm in a mood today. But if they keep this going every single month and there's 2 or 3 or 4, I guess I'm okay with it. It's better than going an entire year with literally, I want to say 2 rebalances, I think, like Errol and like maybe 1 other. Maybe I'm misremembering. Maybe there was one towards the beginning of last year. But either way, I mean, something glass half full is something's better than nothing. And I do like what they did with Angar. Glass half empty is where's all the rest of the no-brainer, low-hanging fruit champion rebalancing? Listen, they've added to their credit. They've added 1 billion champions last year, right? They've added all the mythicals, new legendaries, new void legendaries all over the place. Like half of these are new, you know? But where? Just take with a game with 1,000 champions, give us a little bit, just a little bit of that buff sauce, you know, a little bit. Just to help keep the rest of the champions in line with the natural power creep when you're adding about, I don't know, 50 great champions every single year. That way they're not relegated to either the vault or to waiting for more incredibly restrictive content to come out for us to unvault them. You know, anyway, guys, I hope I'm not too negative here. I took a day off yesterday, so, you know, I hate to come back on a little bit of a negative streak, but I got to be honest with you. This is my first reaction. I'm just seeing this right now. My first reaction is, that's it? Anyway, guys, let me know how you feel in the comments below. Much love. And as always, take care, guys.